Have you ever grown anxious about responsibility when your channel started growing in popularity for your content? Not really. My philosophy, especially for content on my channel, has always been I will voice my thoughts. And I leave it open-ended for you guys to interpret the information that I present to you. I try to avoid presenting information or presenting things in a very black and white situation. Because honestly, this game is far too complex to just be black and white. So a good example would be your bracelet upgrade. So your bracelet upgrade, gives me 200k DPS increase. So does that mean that it'll give every class 200k DPS increase? No. There's so many variables. Like if you have high ping, if you have low ping, if you have a good computer, if you have a bad computer, if your class attacks very fast, if your class doesn't attack very fast, if the boss is moving, if the boss is not moving. There's so many variables. So it's very difficult to identify how much DPS one piece of gear amplifies. And so the way that I present it has always been, listen, I play an Earth Summoner. Look, I upgraded this piece of gear, my DPS increased from this amount to this amount. That's just factual data that you can take from my testing. However, I still recommend you to do your own testing. That is the way that I usually present my information. Because I don't have the time or the resources to be like, I'm going to test it on every single class at every single gear level. Because it's just not possible to do that. It's, you don't have the time and you don't have the resources to do that. And especially with every class. Because honestly, I only know how to play two classes comfortably. And that is the Gunner and the Summoner. And that's it. The Blade Master, I know how to play to some extent, but I'm not very good at it. So, the stuff that I talk about the Blade Master has always been a very surface level. Because I'm not good at it. What life skill do you personally think is underrated but quintessential to you? I touched on this question a little bit on what I dislike, and that is looking at yourself first before blaming others. I think that is a very, very important thing, because by looking at yourself and understanding your flaws, you can work on that through self-improvement. And self-improvement is a very, very important life skill that a lot of people overlook. Because only by improving yourself will you progress further in life, or will you progress towards your goals of what you want. If you blame other people for all the mistakes you made, or if you blame other people for everything that goes wrong in your life, that doesn't change anything. Sure, you get it out of your system, you get, you become happier, I guess, or you become more satisfied, or you become more empty, but it doesn't change anything. Like, if that problem re-arises again, what are you going to do about it? Because you haven't improved yourself. And it's very important to look at yourself and do self-improvement. I feel like that is a very important life skill. To analyze yourself critically and understand your strengths and weaknesses and play on that. Utilize your strengths to the maximum potential and work on your weaknesses so that they are not weaknesses in the future. And that is something that everyone should work on. And it was very, very important for me in my life. If your anime waifu were to hook up with your League of Legends waifu, who would it be and why? My anime waifu is Hestia, and my League of Legends waifu is Ari. But personally, I would prefer Diva and Ari. So even though they're both from video games, Diva's from Overwatch, Ari is from League of Legends, but it would be, I prefer those two. Mainly because I've seen some fan art out there and it's hot. So, yes. Question 30. I feel like I'm often trapped into thinking that I have to play BNS like doing events and dailies and realize other things are going to waste. Do you sometimes feel the same? And if so, how are you dealing with this situation? This is a mental block. A lot of people have this type of mentality, especially when you play mobile games. You're like, man, I really need to do my everyday, my dailies. I got to do my daily logins. I got to do my weeklies. I got to do my blah, 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 blah. And this is a mental thing. This is 100% a mental thing. Just do what you want to do. It doesn't matter if you miss a daily or if you miss an event or you miss a whatever. The worst case scenario, you get one less sacred oil. Who cares? Who really cares? You miss one sacred oil, so what? You could go to the market and buy one. Sure, you're gonna have to spend like 500 gold to get one. It's not that big of a deal. A lot of people tunnel vision so hard that they have to get every single login reward, or oh, they have to get every single daily done. They have to get every single weekly done, and they can't miss a single day, a single week, a single whatever, that they're so stressed out over it that you're not having fun. And at the end of the day, you have an 8-hour job that you're not having fun in to begin with, because you gotta make ends meet. So why are you stressing out during your leisure time? During the time that you're playing a video game, which is supposed to be de-stressing, supposed to be fun, why are you guys stressing out over that? It makes no sense. But it's a mental thing. It's really just a mental thing. You gotta step back, analyze the situation, and be like, if I miss this daily, is it gonna be the end of the world? If I miss this day of this event, is it gonna be the end of the world? And then also weigh what the other things that you need to do, or the other things that you want to do. Weigh the pros and cons. Be like, would I rather get this one sacred oil, or would I rather go out and watch movies with my friends? Okay, how long has it been since I've hanged out with my friends? Has it been more than a year? If it has, then you should definitely hang out with your friends, because, you know, social interaction is kind of important. So, you know, you just gotta weigh your priorities and be like, is this important or not? And if it is important, then by all means do it, but enjoy it. Because if you're stressing out over everything, and if you're screaming at people and yelling at people and getting mad at people, it's not worth it. It's never worth getting angry over something in a video game, because why bother? It's a video game. Alright, so question 31. Do you do YouTube videos for a living? How much have I made in the last 3 years? I've made almost nothing in the last 3 years. I've been doing YouTube quote-unquote full-time for about 4 months now, 4 to 5 months, and I've made a little bit of money, but like not as much as people think. Like maybe a couple $100 a month. So, you know, it's nothing insane. It's lower than minimum wage. If you want to make money, just go to McDonald's. Just work at McDonald's. The hourly pay at McDonald's or any fast food restaurant pays more than YouTube. The hours that you have to spend on YouTube, filming a video, editing a video, uploading a video, will be a lot more than just doing your hourly wage at your local fast food restaurant and getting paid by the hour over there. You'll make a lot more money doing that than doing YouTube. Yeah, sorry to shatter your dreams and hopes, but YouTube definitely is something that you have to do at the side while doing something else. Besto girl from the picture. I prefer Aqua over the Overlord girl, because the Overlord girl is thirsty for your D, and she's actually really, really scary. So yeah, I'll stick with Aqua, the useless goddess, because, you know, at least she can't hurt me, right? How is life like in China compared to Europe or America? It's a lot more convenient in China. Personally, in my personal opinion, I think China is very convenient. When I go outside, I literally carry my cell phone and my keys. I carry my cell phone, my keys, and my AirPods. That's it. That's all I bring when I go outside, because I pay everything with my cell phone. There's an application called WeChat. It's basically the same as WhatsApp, and you can pay everything with it. I can pay the taxi with it, I can pay restaurants with it, I can go convenience stores, I can take the subway with it. I can pay everything with WeChat. And WeChat's connected directly to my bank account. And so there are some pros and cons to that. The cons is obviously the government tracks everything that I spend. Let's say that I buy a bunch of body pillows. The government will know that I went to an anime store and I bought a bunch of body pillows. So, you know, you do sacrifice a lot of privacy for this convenience. But personally, I don't care, right? I don't care if the government sees that I buy all these body pillows, if I buy computer parts, if I buy coffee or whatever, because I'm not doing anything illegal. So it's perfectly fine for me. But obviously for people who are doing things that are illegal, this is quite a big issue, because basically Big Brother out there can track your every movement. And this is one of the trade-offs that you just have to live with in China. It's convenience over privacy. And for me, I don't care too much. But for some other people, maybe privacy is more important than convenience. That is the number one big thing for me. Number two is cost of living. Cost of living in China at the moment is much lower than America or Europe, so it's a lot easier for me to just stay alive and to keep myself running. What is the song that you can keep listening to over and over? I don't actually know. That's a very good question. I really like the song from Kabanari, the Iron Fortress. I think it's the opening or the ending. That's one of them. I think it's the opening that I really like. That song's really, really catchy, and I really like the piano version of it. Would you consider playing BDO if it had much more PvE content like BNS? And if it did, what game would you prefer over these two? So I've never played BDO. My brother has. My younger brother played a butt ton of BDO when it first came out. And it never really interested me because of the way BDO works. BDO is very PvP oriented and it's just like open world where there's no dungeons or instances, and it seems like you literally just travel camp between camp and just grind your face off to level up. So I don't really like that. But I do know that BDO, the studio that made BDO, is working on Crimson Desert, which is another MMO which is focused on PvE content, and I will definitely give that game a try. But you know, I'm probably gonna be staying with BNS. Like, I don't know, something about BNS is just, it's simple. It's very simple to understand, very simple to pick up. For me, because I played the game so long already, and that's why I'm comfortable with it. But you know, BDO, it looks very flashy, looks very nice, looks very pretty, and it seems like it's a bit more optimized than BNS, or a lot more optimized. But you know, it's just the lack of PvE content. So I will be checking out Crimson Desert when it comes out, but no promises there. And is it because you're lazy that you don't like to play grindy games? Depends. There are certain grindy games that I really enjoy, such as Diablo. The Diablo series have always been one of my favorite games, even though it's literally, you go into an instance, you kill the same mobs, and you just keep killing the same mobs over and over again, and you try to get more efficient and faster and kill them even faster and grind even faster, right? And so, I mean, it's not like I don't like grindy games, it's just the style of the game and the way that they execute it. So like BNS, it's fun. It's really fun doing your dailies, doing your purple trains and stuff. But it gets really old fast when you start doing multi-runs of the same dungeon. So like Cathedral Cliffs, multi-runs Cathedral Cliffs. I can do it like around 10 runs at most. I do 10 runs of Cathedral Cliffs and I need a break because I just can't stand it. Like it's so, I don't know, just something about it, it just gets so unsatisfying after a while. But for Diablo, like I can play Diablo 3, I can run Greater Rifts or Rifts for like 4 hours straight and I'll never get bored of it. I think it's because there's like a level of randomness in Diablo games that it makes it feel like every run, every rift or every greater rift is different. And then whenever you're grinding, you always get those small incremental dopamine rushes of like, oh wow, a legendary dropped, oh wow, this dropped, oh that dropped. So it's not as monotonous as Blade and Soul, where it's just you kill the same things and at the very end the boss drops one item and it might be a legendary, but the chances are like 99% that's not a legendary, and then you just rinse and repeat over and over and over again, and nothing ever happens, and nothing ever changes from that. And that's why I think I'm not able to do multi runs on Blade and Soul as much as other games such as Diablo. What was the first MMO that I ever played? The first MMO that I ever played would be RuneScape, I think. RuneScape, like the old school 2D web browser RuneScape. I think that was the first MMO that I ever played. Most memorable experience in an online game. I don't have a most memorable experience in an online game, to be honest. I can't identify any, so sorry. How can one find a community in BNS? You have to step out there and let yourself be known. Like, you just have to start talking more often in faction chat. You have to reach out to people on F8, be talkative, and just kind of like find people that you like to play with. And when you find people that you like to play with, you find one person, you add them as a friend. And then whenever they're online, maybe you play with them. And you find players that play at around the same time that you log on, so that usually you guys can play together. And you just slowly build up your circle of friends like that. That's probably the best way. Or you just make a guild yourself and then just see if you can find like-minded people and build your own community. Do you still have fun playing Blade and Soul? Yes, I do. I still love Blade and Soul. Like, there are a lot of things that I'm not happy about in Blade and Soul, but it doesn't override the sheer joy that I get for actually playing the game. And that's one thing that really bothers me to some extent, is the negativity about Blade and Soul. Like, I distance myself from the negativity. So as I said before in an earlier question, I surround myself with people who enjoy the game, and I kind of just stay in my little bubble of, oh, you know, everyone that I play with enjoys the game of Blade and Soul, and I like to stay there, because it really sucks when you're having a great time in a game and then you start talking to other people and other people just like, this game sucks, blah blah blah, and all they talk about is negative stuff about the game that you love to play. Like, it gets old real fast and you just don't want to hang out with that person. So for me, it's very easy to just cut out the negativity. So let's say that, you know, I'm doing a purple train with someone and some guy's just talking crap about the game. He's like, oh, I hate this game, I hate this, I hate that, blah 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 blah. It's very easy for me to just block that person, filter out that person, and you know, just cut that person out of my life. I have no problems doing that. But I know that there are a lot of people out there that are a lot nicer than me, are a lot more, you know, they can't make the executive decision of just going, "Kuh, you're out of my life, done," right? Because it is difficult. But I do that a lot. So if I see something I don't like, boop, you're gone. And then I just chill with the people that I like, people that enjoy the game, and we just have fun together. Because why do I need to have people to shit talk the game that I enjoy playing, right? There's no need. However, do keep in mind that I do take constructive criticism very well, because when there's people shit talking the game but they have a valid point, then that is totally different from someone that's just shit talking the game with no valid point because they just don't like the game. So I do draw a fine line between the two. So question 43, what is the most negative experience when it comes to gaming? As I said before, it's just negative players, people with bad attitude. I cut them out of my life ASAP, and I have no problems doing so. Question 44, what other games do you play beside Blade and Soul? So recently I've been playing Pokemon, I have Diablo 3, I have Fire Emblem 3 Kingdoms. So these 3 games are Switch games that I have on my Switch that I am working on. I'm trying to beat them, trying to complete them. I bought the Fire Emblem 3 Kingdoms like when I was all the way back in America. That was like almost a year ago, and I still haven't beaten it. Pokemon I bought like 2 months ago, or whenever the heck it came out, and I still haven't beaten it. And Diablo 3, you never beat that game. You just keep going. So there's that. So these 3 games on the Switch I'm working on. On the PC, I have Overwatch, I have World War Z, I have Counter-Strike Go, and Blade and Soul. I think that's about it, really. So, you know, it sounds like a lot of games, but to be honest, I only play a few of them. Most of my time is put into Blade and Soul. And if I'm not playing Blade and Soul, I'm actually doing other stuff, like, you know, going outside, socializing, reading a book, doing other stuff. There's actually a lot of times where after I finish my Blade and Soul stuff, I don't actually feel like playing video games anymore. And I just kind of like watch anime, or I play Beat Saber on the VR machine, or I go out for a walk, and yeah, just do other stuff other than play video games. But yeah, anyway, those are the 44 questions I got. If you guys have any more questions, do ask it in the comment section below, and I will answer that in my next, probably not 50 facts, because this took a very long time to answer and I'm really tired now. Maybe 20 facts or 10 facts or whatever. Just ask me in the comment section below if you have any other questions that I didn't answer in this video. Anyway, if you liked the video, I would appreciate a subscribe, or if you want to go the extra mile, please consider becoming a member. Speaking about members, I'd like to thank Kevin, Zilantex, Overgamers, Yatogami, Arisoya, Gonzola, Jeremy Chen, Nyana, Pearlstyle, Linoren, Toots McGee, Solar Hero, ST Sintu, and Key for supporting the channel. And as always, thanks for watching, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
What can I say except you're welcome, for the heels